Hello.
Sweet.
We are live. Tarot Bordeaux.
Bonjour.
Well, it takes a second. I know a lot of people are already watching though, but yes, we are live here. Sorry, we're a little late. And Allie from the Darling Creeps might pop on soon. So yeah, I think we'll just start by I'll introduce Allie and Nikki, because if you're watching this, you probably have seen me before in one of the other panels or anything, but Allie and Nikki are my dear friends. They're both amazing, awesome, super talented, smart women who own their own businesses, their spiritual businesses, and they both read tarot for a living, so they're definitely amazing in all regards in my eyes. If you all want to talk about yourselves a little bit. Don't be shy.
Nikki, go in. Nikki, go.
Hello everyone. My name is Nikki. I am an intuitive tarot reader and professional astrologer. I have been doing tarot for the past 7 years, and I have been doing astrology for the past 10. And I really love kind of using them and mixing them together, and it's because of these two items that I'm here with you guys today. It's helped me through motherhood, through breakup, through mental health, and many more things. So if you guys are ever looking for me, you can find me at Lunar Child Tarot on Instagram or www.lunarchildtarot.com.
Allie, it's your
turn. My turn. Hi, I am Allie. You can find me on Instagram, Tough Love Witch. I'm up in upstate New York right now. I call myself a reformed professional nomad. I have lived all over the United States. I have been reading tarot for a little over a decade now, and I read intuitively. What else? I am part of the Alphabet Mafia. I am part of the mental health community because I have the spicy deja vu. I'm a crazy cat lady, double fire. You know, I'm just Mercury dominant, Sag sun, Leo moon. I don't sugarcoat shit. I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But not in a super mean way, unless that's what you want. In that case, I'm down with consent. Yeah, I just, my cards are mean and I'm sorry.
And then we have Allie, Allie with an IE. We have two Allies. So Allie with an IE is also one of my dear friends, and she and I are basically the same exact person. We call each other Wonder Twins. And she's starting her business up sometime soon, the Darling Creep. So yeah, Allie, if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself.
I have been reading tarot kind of off and on since high school, sometimes more off than on, until I really got serious about it. I would say probably about a year ago now. I am part of the Alphabet Mafia, like Allie said, as well. And I'm really bad at talking about myself. So there's that. So that's about it, yeah.
Yeah, I feel the bad at talking about yourself. That's why I'm like, you guys talk about yourselves first. But I also do tarot card readings. I've been doing them for about 6 years, off and on, similar to Allie. And one of the things that we all have in common is we are admins for a group, Hellcat Academy, which is a Facebook group that teaches about paganism, spirituality, and witchcraft. So if you want to join on Facebook, let's drop it in the chat. I can drop that in the chat now. But that's what we do together for fun.
One of us.
It's super awesome. And I learn from these three every day, so they're truly amazing. That's why I wanted them to be featured today. So yeah,
Yay.
I guess we could just get into like doing readings. If somebody wants to ask a question, or you could choose the tarot. Oh yeah, Nikki.
Really
You're right.
briefly, I do just want to kind of touch on this new moon. I think it's actually really powerful that all four of us have kind of linked up in this moment and in this space, because we have a new moon that's going to be happening in the sign of Aries. And that is technically the astrological new year. And so for all of you guys that's kind of here and watching, I really want you guys to start planting these seeds for the rest of this year. So whether it's a new business, whether this is a new relationship, whether it's going to school, whether it's whatever it may be, it's in this space and in this time that we're kind of setting the foundation. And I say foundation because we also have Saturn that's going to be squaring Pluto. And so these two planets typically are about restriction and breaking down. So I want you to kind of be aware of what are these self-limiting beliefs that are kind of being pulled up. Am I able? Am I worthy? Am I deserving? And they're not bad thoughts. If anything, they're one of the more practical thoughts, because now it's going to give you, an idea of where some of my weaknesses are and how I can strengthen them. But I just really want to kind of let you guys know that this Aries new moon is going to really set the tone, and it's going to be super powerful. Especially with Mercury, that's also going to be in the sign of Gemini. Now is the time to talk about it. Talk about it, be about it, and take action to make it happen. So that was my little tidbit.
I always love when you give advice like that, because it always like hits perfectly for me. I'm always like, oh yeah, the self-limiting beliefs, there it is.
I'm right behind you.
Taken to church.
Straight up. So does anybody have any questions they want to ask? And if you want a particular reader, you can request that too.
I pulled a card earlier today for, I think it was supposed to be like just a general thing for May, but I ended up dragging myself because tarot. And one of the cards was Seven of Swords reversed, and I was like, okay, damn, all right. Stop comparing yourself to others.
Oh, we have one. Nicole says, where will I be in a year? Who wants to? I could read that one, or okay,
I'll just maybe pull a card and then kind of see where that comes up.
Yeah, let's see that. Everybody pull one.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. One more thing. Can we cleanse the space?
Yes, you're right. I forgot.
I'm so sorry. I have this routine. I'm so sorry. All right.
No, it's a good idea. Is that Florida water?
Yes.
I got Florida water too.
Pull it out. A little bit. All right.
Oh,
So this is moment and in this time.
Hang on.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, we've all got to get the Florida water.
We all got our Florida water.
Florida water. Ready?
Everybody get your Florida water. There we go. 1010, do you recommend? I don't know where my lighter is though.
From Nikki's shop.
From Nikki.
From Lunar Child Tarot. It's one of my favorite products. So let's kind of sit with this, and we're going to really ground ourselves into this moment. In this moment and in this time, I ask that I release any energies, any traditions, and any beliefs that no longer serve me. At this time, I call upon my ancestors and my spirit guides to cover me and to guide me as I go along this journey. At this time, I ask that I'm used as a vessel to deliver whatever messages need to come through. I am humble and I'm open and ready to be used by you. In this moment and in this space, we're now open and ready to receive a reading.
Thank you.
I'll say.
All right.
Now everybody pull a card.
And this is for Nicole's question. Where will I be in a year? Ooh, I got an interesting card. I'm excited.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be wild if we got similar ones?
It typically happens when you're channeling on somebody in particular.
Truly.
All right, you ready?
Yes. I can go first. So I got the 10 of Cups, which is like a total classic family card. Like gathering of a family, like happiness, communication, just like free-flowing emotions. It's very good card.
I got
Who wants
Six
to go
of
next?
Cups.
Oh, another Cups card.
Yep. Six of Cups, nostalgia, looking back, fondly remembering, looking back at the past, but happy about it. Not like, damn, I wish. Like, damn, that was nice.
Nikki, which one did you get?
Next.
So oddly enough, with that 10 of Cups that's there, and with that 6 of Cups that's there, I ended up pulling the World card. And for me, what's kind of channeling through in this moment is actually the universe is working in your favor to kind of close this chapter. But I don't want you to mourn this. I don't want you to feel sad about this. I want you to kind of be excited. Everything that you went through kind of put you to this exact moment. And you have family that's supporting you to close this chapter. You have childhood memories that's kind of in your back pocket that's going to, strengthen you as you move forward. But I truly want you to look forward to, again, with this Aries new moon that's present, a lot of new beginnings, whether that's in your career or a relationship. I do feel like you're leveling up here.
So I actually got the Lovers.
Ooh,
so
this card.
That really, goes along with what everybody else was saying. I think that, if you're currently in a relationship, this is probably, a good one. You're probably in this for the long haul. If you're looking for one, you're going to find the right one. Just don't be too hasty. Don't rush into just anything. Like, wait for it. It is coming.
Watch it be like a lover from the past, like a childhood friend.
Oh, I was just thinking that.
And then that's what's going to
baby's first crush.
So Nicole has a partner, a long-term partner, Nick. So I wonder what this is about. This is so exciting for me. Why are you laughing?
The drama.
I want to know why you're laughing, Nicole. We have another one. I kind of like doing all of us our own because it is drama.
I do too.
So Miyuki Nami asks, what's coming for me in love?
Miyuki, can I have your name, please?
Oh, that's a good point.
My brain is in full Gemini mode. I just have every song in the world playing through my head right now, randomly. What's love got to do with it? So annoying having a Gemini brain.
Their name is Adonai.
Isn't that Hebrew? That's a Hebrew word. Something.
You were such a Sagittarius.
I know. It's just Adonai is such a random word to see, though. I think it's another name for like God or Jesus or something. I don't know. How many times do y'all average in your shuffles?
Ooh.
I'm like 3 to 5.
I do 3, usually. All right. Does somebody else want to go first, or should I go first again?
Well, I actually had this card. I had a jumper card, so that's why I was actually finished fairly quickly.
Okay.
So we actually had the 2 of coins in reverse that came up. And so I'm just actually going to take this as the current state of your relationship. And I think when it comes to love, for love to kind of move into our life and into our world, there needs to be a place of serenity, stillness. And I don't feel like love is able to kind of move in the way it needs to because there's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of things that are going on. We're not creating the time that's needed for ourselves to be open to receiving. We're busybodies. And so I like to imagine love as kind of like a shooting star, and it needs to be in the right, everything needs to be in the right place for us to actually see it and for it to actually move. So with this 2 of coins here, I do feel like love is something that's trying to find its way, but it's a matter of being stable and creating an environment for it to grow.
That's
I can
interesting.
bounce off that.
Yeah, okay. Bounce off.
I got Hangman Reverse.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got, are you in love with being in love, or are you in love with the people? Because Hangman Reverse says you are in this cycle of relationship after relationship after relationship, and repeating the same bad habits and making the same bad choices and picking the same bad partners and being like, I don't know what's happening. Why does this keep happening to me? Not taking accountability for your part in it. How can you stop and break this cycle? It can also mean that you or your partner are staying in a relationship that's stagnant, dead, done, it's run its course, because you are both, one or both of you are afraid of change. And the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. So you're both just kind of in limbo.
I'll go next. I got the King of Wands. Oh, can't teleport to show it. And that to me kind of, usually those cards represent people to me. So there's a possibility that there's somebody there or will be there at some point in the future who is probably going to be a little bit older. But you're going to have to like really work for this person's like attention and affection. This is somebody that's probably kind of giving off I would say probably a masculine energy, not necessarily a man, but someone with kind of more of a masculine vibe. And they are going to be a little, I'm kind of feeling like Aquarius-y, like a little like, not really like, you know, super affectionate from the gate. This is somebody who you would have to work really hard to kind of win over. And I think that kind of you need to decide when you come across that person, if it's worth it to, you know, work for that affection. But once you, like, in order to get it, you've got to be in a place where you're loving, you know, putting yourself first, loving yourself first. Like, this is going to be a relationship that you have to be prepared for yourself and like do your shadow work, get ready for being in love with somebody else by loving yourself first kind of vibe.
That's so crazy that you got that card. I got the 8 of Pentacles, which is like a apprenticeship, like learning card. Like you're going to have to work hard. Like it just fits in with what everybody else is saying already. Like this is something you're going to have to put work and effort into, which is fitting because that's how any relationship is. It's just a matter of what are you willing to work on within yourself.
And
8 of Pentacles to me always means quit trying to cut corners.
Is that 2 of coins? Is that 2 of coins for me? It's that you're asking, but you're not necessarily doing what's necessary for it to get done. You know, because when we're dealing with coins, we're dealing with like earth energy. So
you're trying to cut corners. Trying to rush, you got to go through all the steps.
And I also think whenever we do have that the King of Wands that's there, I get someone who's naturally going to kind of lead, and for you to be able to lead, you have to trust yourself in being vulnerable, and so that's a big thing as well.
You got to know how to follow before you can really lead.
A lot of information. All right. Our next one is from Nari. This is Nari. I feel like I already have to answer for you.
I looked it up, and Adonai is the plural of my Lord in Hebrew, so it's another word for Jesus. You're welcome.
Ooh.
It was driving me nuts.
Nari, is that your actual name?
That's the name she goes by.
That's the name she goes by.
Will you ever be? Ever
I've
in your whole life?
I'm like, I already have an answer for you.
I am biting the snark. I get these kind of questions a lot in my weekly one cards, and it's always from, I'm 37 for the record, and it's always from like people who are like 19, 20, 21, like really young pups compared to me, and they're always like, will I ever ... I'm like, oh baby, your whole life has just started. You haven't even started to live yet. You got, don't stress about that. Okay.
Does anybody want to go first?
I will.
Cool.
So I've got the Seven of Pentacles. The short answer is no. The long answer is that as a fellow artist, I can tell you that you're never going to be happy with your art. It's not a thing. But I think what I'm kind of getting from this in the card is that it's a good thing for you not to ever be totally happy with your art, just because you're always going to be looking at your art with a critical eye, and that's a good thing because you're not getting complacent. You're always evolving in your art when you are looking at it, critically. I'm getting that you're going to reach a place where you're happier with your art, as your eye catches up with your skill. Not being happy with your art is kind of just your hand can't match what's in your head yet, but as you hone that skill, it's going to get closer, and then you're going to want to develop new skills. So you're always going to be like basically working to better your art. But I do get the, as far as being successful, however, that's a whole different component. And I kind of get from this that, yes, once you get to a point where you don't feel like you have to be 100% satisfied that your work is perfection, and kind of let go of that a little bit, you'll become more successful, because other people are going to love your art. The art that you're looking at so critically, other people are going to love it and not look at it with that same critical eye. So you will be successful, but maybe not happy with it all the time.
Can I jump in? Because what the end of what you're saying perfectly is the card that I got, which is the Three of Cups. And like what you're saying about community and friends, like this is saying, lean into the people who hype you up. Lean into the people who support you, even when you're not feeling 100%, because they'll help you see what's beautiful about yourself. That's pretty much what I took from that. Nikki, Allie.
You want to go, girl?
No, you go.
Okay, I had to bust out the book. Because this deck it's got like extra major arcana cards. So this one is the Universe Reversed.
Mm-hmm.
And I quote, my earbuds out. Maybe an indication you are falling short of achieving your dreams. Perhaps there's been an avoidance of certain vital steps or deeper intentions. If you've been holding on to issues or pains from your past, it's time to face these with compassion and self-love. So basically, you got some shadow work to do, and you got to figure out when you started being afraid of success, why you're afraid of success, what your definition of success is, if your definition of success is truly yours, or if it's the definition that people around you defined for you, and is this really what you want to do? Once you bust out all that, it's gonna be next level into your art. But basically, the universe is dragging you, and I'm sorry.
So you asked the question, will I ever be happy or successful with my art? And those two words are not synonymous. And so I have the Tower for you.
Oh.
And that to me is exactly what that's stating, is that you're equating with your happiness to success. And spirit is always going to humble you in the most beautiful ways, by allowing you to create the most absolutely beautiful paintings or resin art and not selling a single one, but it made you happy. And that's the difference between being an actual artist and being successful. Yes, you can have both. I'm not asking you to have to choose between the two. However, I think spirit is actually trying to humble you and then allow you to create room for the happiness that you're asking. And then success is just a result from being happy. You get what I'm saying? It's not like you can't have both, but if you're in your happiest state, you'll naturally create things that makes you happy, therefore you'll be successful. So no, in this space right now, I think you have a lot of shadow work. I don't want you to create art because you want to make money off of it. I don't want you to create art because you see somebody else and you feel like you're behind. I want you to do this because it makes you happy. So this is it. This spirit is just telling you to, no, absolutely not right now.
Yes. The Tower card is always so scary, but it's always so needed.
I imagine just a Tower card just kind of bulldozing, its way through life. And I also feel like spirit kind of gives you hints. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, I don't like it this way, or this isn't how it's going to work, but we're not listening. So spirit just kind of comes in and knocks all this shit over.
Yeah, for sure. All right, our next one is a when question. So I think probably if just one person wants to answer this. I'm not very good with temporal ones, time related.
I can kind of ballpark when's.
I'm actually, if you don't mind, I'll just use my Moonology deck and kind of see what sign comes up, and I kind of drawn to that.
Yeah. So in Lolita, your dream dress is like the dress that you've been wanting like your whole entire time being a Lolita. This person wants Sugary Hearts OP in Black by Angelic Pretty. I haven't seen that one ever on dress. You have a dream dress?
So what actually kind of just came up right now,
period.
We have, interesting enough, we have the South Node that came up. We have the Disseminating Moon that just came up. And then we have Capricorn. So if we had to ask, I think your dream dress will probably be coming towards the end of the year. And once again, towards this Capricorn energy that's kind of peaking up and showing up. Or if we want to, we can also pay attention to the lunar cycle that's happening and see when is the next Capricorn new moon. I'm unsure when that will be. I want to say towards August, but I'm unsure of that. So,
yeah, because we just had a Scorpio full moon in March. I think so. Yeah, it's going to be a minute.
Yeah, not for some time.
Or how will I find it? Just sales posts.
How will you find it? How's are really hard to tell in tarot and in like cartomancy. There are other forms of divination that are better suited for like how a thing is going to happen. It can get tricky with tarot.
For sure.
I actually see that this is with the Knight of Wands as how it would happen. I actually think it's going to be in the heat of while you're actively engaging, like your next season, your next concert, your next fashion show, and it's going to kind of pop up there. It's going to be very sudden, very spur of the moment type of thing. I don't think it's going to be something that, and it's almost like instinctively in gut, like you see it and you're like, that's it, that's the one.
You can make more.
Ooh, an impulse purchase. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question is, what can I do to resolve my work situation, stressful work situation?
Therapy.
Chamomile. Yeah. Chamomile for cat. Can you give us your name?
I really like this all four of us pulling for the same thing. It's fun.
I know. I feel like it gives us, it's like each our own flavor. Yeah. Brittany. Okay.
Because everybody reads different.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has different styles, different. I mean, the same suit can represent different things to all of us. Everybody sees things differently through their own pantheon and experience, and the decks are all different. Woohoo! What was the question?
What can I do to resolve my stressful work situation? I feel you. I'm also in a stressful work situation.
Do be the Hierophant. I don't know what your job is. If you have like what would be considered a non-traditional industry, or if you have what would be considered a traditional industry, or like a traditional job would be like a desk job, sales job, stuff like that. Non-traditional would be like sex worker, stripper, burlesque. You make money off TikTok or something like that, but that's not traditional. Tarot reader, yeah. So the Hierophant is all about tradition, and the Hierophant is like that creepy, old, dusty, crusty village elder that knows all of the secrets to the universe, but he's really just kind of weird, but nobody can make a decision without consulting him because he knows everything. The Hierophant is also indicative of like you've been away and secluded yourself for a period of time in hermit mode, and you have acquired this mass of traditional knowledge and wisdom throughout your travels. It's also knowledge sharing, teaching. So back to the question. What was the question again? It went away.
How to ease
a traditional job. Okay, so you have a
stressful work situation.
How to ease the anxiety
or resolve the stress.
It's a traditional. You might have to go non-traditional. You might be just bored and in a rut, and traditional might just be too confining, and it might be creating too much stress for you. If it's like a corporate where it's super structured and super rigid, which I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because the Hierophant is an earth sign thing. Bust out of that might take pressure off of you, being able to move more and not have to follow all these rules and have deadlines and everything.
That kind of mirrors the card I got, the King of Pentacles reversed. When I first saw this card, I felt like you were kind of bored of it, or like just in a rut. And it seems like, like I'm an earth sign, so I understand the earth mindset of being really like set, resistant to change. You don't want to move forward, but sometimes like turning up the earth is really needed to get things to grow, is the best analogy I have for that. So I completely agree with Allie.
I also have to agree, because I got the Four of Cups, and that kind of tells me that you are disengaging from your job a little bit. You're really kind of not, your heart's just not in it right now, which kind of tells me that it might be time for you to move on to something that your heart is in.
For sure.
I got the High Priestess in reverse. And so what I got from this, and I say this kindly, worry about yourself. I think, what can I do to resolve my stressful work situation? Worry about myself. Don't get caught up into the office drama. Don't get caught up into the office politics, because that alone creates anxiety and it creates a sense of paranoia, of which you then feel like you have to fix it. Or you do the complete opposite and you kind of turn into, this little ice princess, of which that's not the case. I truly want you to worry about yourself. Go inward and really start paying attention to what those triggers are. And instead of feeling obligated to fix it, because the majority of the time it's not your problem. It's not. I say this kindly. You worry too much about other people.
Short answer, quit.
Well, it seems like that wherever you are is putting in a bad mindset, regardless. Let's see. Our next question is from Jen Bees or Ray. Her name is Ray. How does my health look in the future? And
so I'm going to do a disclaimer on health real quick. Luna!
My cat, she's making a small appearance.
Disclaimers on health and tarot. We are not doctors. We are not medical professionals. We cannot tell you how to treat things, when you're going to come down with something. We can't diagnose, prescribe, treat, none of that stuff. So, that being said, we'll pull for it. I'll be right back.
And while we're shuffling, if you guys are feeling generous, you guys can always make a donation to Lunar Child Tarot on Cash App. We are always open and available.
Yes.
I love you, Nikki.
I highly recommend getting readings from Nikki and Allie. And Allie with an IE eventually when you start doing them.
Yes, coming soon.
I love readings from all three of them. They all have their own little taste, their personality they add.
Little saucy.
It's true.
While we wait, I did have 2 jumper cards that kind of came out for health.
Okay.
So the first thing that came out was the 6 of Swords that's in reverse. So breaking it down very simple for me, what I'm seeing here is a lifelong made decision is now having a reaction. Okay, we've consciously made these decisions, and now there are now consequences. And how do we move forward here? We're now kind of sitting in a rut. I don't know if you were a smoker, because I do feel like smoking is something that kind of played a factor here. However, as far as your health and what it looks like in the future, I don't see that as an issue. I don't, because right next to that, we do have the Magician card. So you can choose. You can choose to continue with these bad habits, or we can make the conscious decision to want better. And because I want better, I'm going to do better. Okay? That's what I'm kind of gathering here.
Let me shuffle real quick. I'll go last.
Okay. Allie, do you want to go next, or should I?
I am pulling a clarifier really quick. So if you want to go next.
I don't like mine. That's why I don't want to read it. But I got the 5 of Pentacles, which is kind of about disappointment and feeling insecure in where you are, which is, something that's very common when you're having health problems. I think this is kind of a phase that's going to be pretty hard for you. And I know Ray personally, and I know that this has already been hard. So I'm sorry it doesn't look better, but I'm sure the other cards might give more insight on that too. And this can be financially
I want
too.
to chime in on the Five of Pentacles.
Yes.
I want to chime in on Five of Pentacles, because Five of Pentacles for me is also the difference between the Five of Pentacles and like the Tower is like a huge life upset and shake
Yes.
up. The Five of Pentacles is a really sad, disappointing life shake up time, but it is temporary. It is minor arcana. It is short term. It's not years.
True.
It's like months to weeks. Saying it might even be like 11 months, but it's not years and years and years. Because it's
Yeah,
minor.
for sure. Like the last
So
like stint of like a long.
Yep. And I got Two of Swords reversed, which has been coming up a lot just in my life lately. And Two of Swords reversed. Twos and pretty much all the suits are decisions, balance, unity decisions. When Two of Swords is reversed, it basically means the outcome's going to be shit. It's going to be hot garbage. Nothing's really going to make anything better or worse. It's not going to really affect the outcome. Just make a decision and move on. It's kind of just like accept what it is. Do whatever is just going to keep things moving, basically.
Okay, so I got the King of Pentacles reversed, which unfortunately, like everybody else, kind of echoes that maybe not so great health. One thing that I wanted to clarify, though, when I pulled that card is that generally the King of Pentacles upright basically means that you should stick to like the tried and true methods and stick with the traditional treatments. Because it was reversed, I wanted to see if that meant that maybe you should branch out a little bit. But when I clarified, I got the World, which reversed means you should maybe pursue a holistic treatment, or upright means that you should pursue holistic treatment, but I got it reversed. So I'm getting, and what's coming through for me is that no, things aren't going to be great going forward yet. Like Allie said, I don't get a long time, but stick with the tried and true methods. Stick with, find a health professional that you trust and stick with the, traditional methods.
Well, that's that. Heavy reading, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Health stuff often takes a lot
of tarot readers.
Yeah.
A lot of tarot readers don't like doing health either, because a lot of times it's like, sorry, it's not what you want to hear, and I'm really sorry about that, but we have to tell you the truth and not what you want to hear, and I don't like it.
Yeah, for real. Chantel, this is my friend Chantel, says, can I ask 2 questions? And she has, how should I proceed with my relationship with my parents currently? And what are my next steps in life?
She can ask 2 if she best me in Mortal Kombat.
Chantel, what say you?
And the weapon is a bag of cotton balls, and it's to the death.
Ooh. Oh.
Gang.
She's down.
Challenge accepted.
Catch our next event where Allie and Chantel battle to the death using cotton balls. Oh, Chantel. R.I.P.
Probably. I'm a Viking and a Marine.
Yeah.
By the way. What are we doing first? Relationship and then next steps in life?
Yeah.
Is that the order?
Yeah, we'll do the relationship first.
And I'll jump in and go first if nobody cares.
Yeah.
So for the first question anyway, I was doing them separately. So as far as how you should proceed with your parents, I actually got the Ace of Wands. And that tells me that it's time to potentially let go of past struggles, try to focus on what they're doing going forward. So if you guys, I get the kind of like the impression that maybe there's been, some tension, some like a little maybe a blow up. Try not to hold things that they've done in the past against them. Try to focus on what they're doing in the future. I get the impression that they are trying, but of course, just a note from me and all my shadow work, at the end of the day, remember that you've got to make sure that relationships serve you. But it sounds like they are trying, and it might be time to look at what they're doing going forward, their future behavior.
Yeah, I can jump off of that. I got the Two of Pentacles. It's a guy doing lots of juggling. And this card is all about adapting to change. So I think it's interesting what Allie was saying about your parents having, like trying different things. And it does, with my card, it did start to click that this may be, maybe they're going to change their behavior a little bit. Maybe that looks like, you talking to them or you initiating it somehow, but it's definitely going to require flexibility on both ends, for sure.
So what I kind of got here for you is the Four of Swords in reverse. And so what I feel in this moment is I want you to stop trying to do the most. I think we have to understand that our parents are human beings. And I learned to be able to respect and love my mom when I removed the title of mom. And I just saw her as another 20-something-year-old who had a kid and had no idea what the hell she was doing. And however, with this Ace of Coins, I feel like this is a learning opportunity for the both of you. And if we don't get ahead of it, this is going to be a missed opportunity. Okay? You can teach her what love looks like with healthy boundaries. You can teach her, and I'm bringing up your mom because mom is definitely something that's channeling in. It's teaching. Teacher and mom is definitely something that I'm feeling here. And so as far as with these next steps in your life and what they look like and how do we pair them together, once again, you lead by example. You can't tell people how to love you. You love yourself, and in return, you follow suit. And so in this case, I think your mom did the best with what she had. And while it may not have been the best, this is definitely a beautiful bed for some forgiveness and rebuilding that foundation. But we're going to miss it if we let our egos get in the way here.
And I can actually piggyback on that with the card I pulled for your second question, which is the Hierophant reversed. And that card is all about, being reversed. It's kind of saying you're your own teacher now. And I took that as being, you can be your own parent now. You need to kind of like start reparenting yourself. Like maybe, they did the best they could with the tools that they had, but maybe those weren't the tools that you needed. But now it's up to you to get those tools and parent back to yourself. Removing that, and maybe removing that component from the relationship, like Nikki was saying, think about it as, you're in a spot now where you can learn to be your own parent. You can learn to give your inner child and yourself, the things that you need from a parent figure. And maybe once you stop looking to them and start letting go of, maybe the ways that they didn't do great when you were growing up, that might be the way that your relationship moves forward.
Okay. I got the relationship one is the reversed hangman. So essentially, in order for things to get better, you have to play the game as much as they do. You have to account for your part of it and not hold things over their heads. Nobody can hold anything over each other's heads. But the reason I'm saying like you with the reversed hangman is because it's reversed. So when it's reversed, it's very much like internal. This card is for you, your part in it. There's a lot of like apathy of, I don't even want to do this anymore. I don't want to try. Detachment. You're just not interested in playing the game anymore, which from somebody who has a terrible relationship with her own mother, I feel you and I'm here. But if you want it to get better, you have to play the same game that you're asking them to play. And are we on the second part of the question yet?
Yeah, Allie kind of touched on it. And I want to jump in because Chantel, you got the reverse Knight of Wands. You need to take a break. You need to let yourself off the hook for 2 minutes. Just 2. You need to rest. You're exhausted and you're overwhelmed and you're at your limit. So your next step is to relax. And that is like very personally coming from me too.
It's funny you say that because with the Ace of Coins that was here that's in reverse, I feel like it's overcompensating. As if like, I don't know how else to kind of miss it. Like it's a missed opportunity, but it's also like we're just overcompensating.
Mm-hmm.
I have to prove to my parents that I don't need you. I can do this by myself. I have to prove to my business. I have to prove to my friends. I have to prove to people. But in essence, and behind closed doors, you don't have a solid foundation. So I think if you were to really take a few steps back and repair that relationship, you might be surprised as how it's going to have an impact on the rest of your relationship.
You just run it in place. Not going nowhere. Well, it's funny because I also got the 8 of Pentacles. So you got to go through the motion. You got to take the steps. Can't cut corners. 8 of Pentacles. I don't know if y'all can see it very well, but on the chart, there's 8 coins, all in a line, all in a row. You have to go step by step by step by step, exactly the way it's supposed to be done. You cannot rush. You cannot cut corners. You can't talk your way out of it. You can't negotiate it. You have to do the work. And sometimes the work is not doing any work at all. If you're not just going to sit on your ass and chill and rest, then you're running in place and looking like a damn fool all by your damn self. Sit down, chill out, smoke some smoky smokes, have some wine, woosah, sex. The end.
And that's that.
You got dragged. I'm just kidding. I just want to say I was telling Chantel.
Drag.
I was telling Chantel she needed to relax like 2 days ago. So I'm like, you knew this. How does this panel work?
Somebody who deeply.
Yes, it's Camille, y'all. You can just ask us a question. We don't have any more left, so it's all you if you want to ask one. Oh, wait, we do have one from Meredith. I almost missed it. So Meredith, this is also one of my friends. I feel unsure of myself and my life choices and generally feel like I'm stuck in a rut. What should I do to get myself out of it?
Move to Cabo. Start fresh. No identity. Burn everything. Don't look
That's the Sagittarius thing.
Allie's a Sagittarius, if you couldn't already tell by her knowing the origin of a random name, just offhand.
I like that you guys blame that. Y'all blame that on the Sagittarius.
That's what it is.
Like a Mercury dominant.
No, but wait a minute. She's right. Tell me why the Ace of Wands came up.
Oh.
We don't need cards.
I'm right. Burn it all.
Burn everything down.
I'm telling you, I'm psychic. I'm psychic. May the bridges you burn light your way. That's the official Sagittarius blessing.
Yeah.
I love it. No, with this Ace of Wands that's here, I think with this Aries new moon as well, I want you to set fire to it all and use those ashes and really kind of take off. I think you're feeling stuck because you're not listening. There's something in your gut that's like, you're not stuck, we're just not listening. There's certain things we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to plant the seeds. We're supposed to do this business. We're supposed to make these connections. But you're sitting here because I think, once again, being overly critical and we're not thinking. We're thinking too much about it. With this Ace of Wands, it's instinct. It's almost like a visceral gut instinct. Like right now in this phase, I'm doing it. So you're not stuck. Just get up and do it. Stop thinking about it. Just do it.
That's like so fitting for my card. I got the 7 of Cups, which is all about dreaming, fantasy. You know kind of where your heart is. You know what you want to do. You have that guiding North Star. You just need to plant your feet down and get it done.
And going along with that, I got the Page of Cups, which is very much kind of giving me the vibe that you, in order to get out of this rut, you need to keep an open mind, keep a curious mind, most specifically, rule nothing out, and kind of just start approaching, like, just be open to possibilities, new possibilities.
For sure.
All right. You ready for the rug burn?
Yep.
All right. 8 of Wands reversed. So, are you really, really ready and willing to get yourself out of this rut? You sure about that? You're not just kind of saying that, and then when it comes down to actually buying the plane ticket, you kind of talk yourself out of it? The 8 of Wands reverse is 8 of Wands upright is speed. The only card in tarot that is faster than the 8 of Wands is the fucking Chariot. That's like next day FedEx, Amazon same day delivery. 8 of Wands reverse is like you are moving through a snowstorm covered in molasses in February in Antarctica. It is dead stop slow. Why is it slow? Why is it slow? Again, reversals for me indicate there's an internal struggle. It's internal slowness. Externally, up here in squirrely brain, you want to break out. You're bored. You have all these great plans. You have all these ideas. You want to go to New Mexico and start life over as a chameleon tamer. Okay, that's the plan. But then inside, you're like, what if I'm a terrible chameleon tamer? What if I can't make a living chameleon taming? What if all the chameleons laugh at me? What if everything isn't as great as I want it to be? And there's this stalling and holding yourself back from living your dream as a chameleon tamer. And you just got to go tame the goddamn chameleons. You got to make that decision inside. Stop holding yourself back. Because honestly, I've done a ton of shit in my life. I'm a double fire. I've moved everywhere. I've lived everywhere. I've had a kid. I've been in the military. You will never be ready to do anything in your life ever. The right time doesn't exist. Yes. You'll never be ready to have a kid. You'll never be ready to get married. You'll never be ready to start your own business. You'll never be ready to move. It's just, no. You just do the thing. Just do it. Let yourself go. Let go of control. Stop worrying about how it's going to happen. And just go and let it happen. And the universe will catch you and give you your period. The end. What?
I asked, what's your energy right now? I sat here and I pulled another card because I was like, what's but wine? But wine. And we actually have the High Priestess here. And so, once again, what I'm getting here is we're in our head. I'm spending so much time, in my head, worrying about myself, worrying about all the things that could possibly go wrong. And instead, I want you to follow your intuition. And that's what that Saturn and Pluto squaring off energy is kind of doing. It's bringing me to self-awareness, like, okay, shit can go wrong. But the real tea is being brave enough to do it regardless of knowing how scary it is. Because that's what makes you an entrepreneur. That's what makes you successful. That's what makes you happy. That's what makes you who you are. So you learn about the wrong thing.
All my friends who are getting readings, I'm just like, told you.
They absolutely shade.
Just saying.
Listen, I am exactly where I am today because of everything in my life that went wrong. Everything went wrong. I lost everything. Literally, you can ask anybody in here. I call it the house fire. I lost all my possessions, my dog. I didn't have a phone. I had 50 cents in my bank account. I was homeless. Somehow ended up on the other side of the country, from Virginia to Seattle. Didn't know anybody. And through that whole complete tower moment of my life combusting, I am now married to the best possible person the universe could have ever given me. I live in upstate New York. I have no bills. All my bills are paid. I have no debt. I have my own tarot reading business. Everything is perfect now because everything had to burn first. So don't be afraid to make mistakes, because mistakes make the way for the lessons and put you where you need to be, not where you want to be.
You never learn anything more than when you mess it up.
That's the general universe.
I wish I recorded that moment, so when you're having like one of those moments, we could replay it back to you.
Yes.
Remember what you said? You were there, right?
I know. Listen.
Yeah, straight up.
I have these existential crises once a week where I'm like, I don't know if I should still be doing this. Am I doing anything right? Because I'm a dumb bitch and don't take my own advice. And I swear to God, man, like, you get the Sagittarius. Universe is, they tell you what you need to know, not what you want to hear. They put you where you need to be, not where you want to be. They give you who you need in your life to teach you what the lesson you need to learn, not who you want to hang out with and play with. That's the whole thing. What you need versus what you want. That's the universe in a nutshell. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Love it. Meredith's also in Dumb Bitches Club. Shout out to Dumb Bitches Club.
Yeah,
I'm
Dumb
also
Bitches Club. I'm making shirts.
Right. Yes. Camille, did you have a question to ask? Unless I didn't catch it again, let me actually go back. Okay. I don't think. Okay. If you have a question. Okay, cool. Meredith says thank you. You do.
You are welcome.
You're welcome, Mama.
All right.
Anytime.
I'm assuming your name is Camille. Please correct me if it's not.
She's like, no, it's Richard.
Am I going in the right direction in my career, and how do I start? Perfect. Okay.
How do you start? Who's in a career? What is it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, you want some practical advice? What's the industry? You want some metaphysical advice? Stand by. We got you.
I got it. Oh boy, this is a very sticky reading.
Ooh.
Huh?
This is a very sticky reading.
Yeah.
I wish I had bigger hands.
Oh, okay. You're transitioning from user experience design to graphic design.
Oh.
That's a big leap.
This kind of goes perfectly with my card, which is the Three of Pentacles. Creativity in your job. I think this is a good sign. Yeah, threes are notoriously creative, often about families, but since it's the Pentacles, I feel like this is a good step, because Pentacles are all about money and wealth, but also your career. So my initial thing is this is a good thing, and it seems like you've already started.
Okay, jumping on that, I got Queen of Swords. which I get the the vibe that it's.
Oh, it's the other way around.
What?
Interesting. She said it's the other way around.
Oh, okay. That kind of gives me the vibe that there's somebody, probably very feminine energy, that super good at the job that you're wanting to transition into. You might, there might be somebody who's kind of just you're going to meet, or you may already know of, who's just like very with it, kind of like you're like, I call it like a work crush, where you're like, you do everything right, and I like that. Don't be afraid to reach out to that person. I get the vibe that they could really be of a big benefit for you as you make this transition into your new career. So kind of be on the lookout for maybe a boss or just somebody who's been in the position for a little while who might end up being a really big help for you. Don't be afraid to reach out and be like, mentor me.
That's just great practical advice too. Networking.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like this deck. My other deck will give you some like answer that you've got to like have a whole moment to decipher, and this deck is like, here's your answer. It is practical.
Baby girl, I want you to get your head out of the clouds. I want you, if you want this, if this is something that you actually want, then you have to, one, stop comparing yourself, because we have the star card that's in reverse, and I feel like spirit is putting you in situations where you can win, and instead of you biting off at these opportunities, you continue to kind of pull yourself back, and you make yourself smaller in a room full of people where you deserve to be. With the star card that's there, with it being in reverse, once again, you're changing your own life. You don't have to make yourself smaller to fit into a space. When you deserve to be there and you're worthy of being there, they're going to make room for you at the table. Stop trying to get off the crumbs. You deserve to sit at this table.
I can piggyback off that. You got reservations. They already have your little name card on the table, and you're just sitting outside in the rain going, I wish I was in there. When, bitch, you have a reservation. I got Ace of Pentacles reversed. Playing dominoes tonight. Get out your damn way, ho. You are scaring yourself to death. You are up inside your own head, freaking yourself out. Pentacles is material resources, right? Money, laptops, software, whatever like material resources you need for this job. Freaking yourself the fuck out over it. Stop. You freaking out over nothing. You have within you the knowledge to do the thing. Don't worry about where the resources are going to come from. Don't sweat it. Just go do the thing. The aces are fresh starts, new beginnings, rebirths, the beginning of a cycle, the beginning of a phase of your life. And it's reversed. You're blocking your own blessings, baby, to quote Nikki. Get the hell out your own way. Why are you cutting your own legs out from under you?
Something that I kind of feel here as well is that I feel like this was like divine timing. I feel like everything kind of happened the way that it needed to. Like whether it was the perfect time for you to kind of make that change in your career, or you connected with the right people. So like spirit was kind of had his hand all in this pot, making sure that things were happening the way it needed to. And you still about to fumble the bag because you still have no faith in what's being provided to you.
It's not that it's too good to be true. It's that this is literally for you. It's not too good to be true. The other shoe's not going to drop. This isn't Star Wars. It's not a trap.
Girl, I think it's hilarious that your cousin is in user experience design and you're asking us how to get in. You have like a golden ticket right there. That's like a lot of people don't have like anybody they know who's in the career, so really you always should utilize those connections you have. And that's exactly what they're saying too. That's funny. Nicole has a reading from, she at first wanted it from Nikki, but then she wants it from all of us.
We got you, baby. We all here. We all here.
Nicole is one of the people who helped put this event on.
What's the question?
What can I do to be satisfied with what I have and am doing? Satisfaction.
Literally, that song's been in my head.
You have a radio playing in your head.
Always. 24/7. That's what happens when you're clairaudient. You do just be hearing shit. Like, I get messages in the form of song lyrics all the time. It's kind of annoying.
I'm the same way. I just love music. It's where I hear things easiest.
Yep.
And my grandma knows that.
Okay. I wish I had bigger hands. So that I could shuffle better. We good? We up?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I can go first if nobody else wants to.
I can go.
Okay.
So I pulled the Four of Pentacles. Where is it? There we go. So that kind of gives me the vibe that you are maybe focusing a little too much right now on material things or like tangible things, and that you kind of need to do some crown chakra work because you're kind of blocking your blessings. Essentially, you're a little too focused on, I have to wait until I have this, or I need that, and kind of just too focused, too attached to the things that you have currently, like material and tangible things, that you're blocking other opportunities and blessings.
That goes so well with my card. I got the Ace of Swords, which is all about having a breakthrough and like a mental, like you're moving forward intellectually. I feel like this is also saying that if you're doing something that's intellectually stimulating for you, that will help significantly as well. Like, don't just, like Allie was saying, like surround yourself with things, but like use the intellect you have too,
So I decided to pull a oracle card for you. And the oracle card that I got for you was Mother, Father, God. And I think here is somehow, some way, now I don't care what God you do. I don't care that much. However, do I feel like there's a certain power when you're connected to the higher being, to the higher up? Absolutely. And I feel like some way, somehow you've lost that. Whether it's in the form of losing your sense of creativity, whether it's in the form of feeling like we have to be an adult and now I have to do things because I have to versus doing something because I want to. And there's a natural rhythm when we dance in tune to what spirit is trying to show us. And so what I do see here is with the hangman that's in reverse, it's simply a matter of changing your perspective. Okay? I don't want to get stuck doing something I need to do. I want to get stuck doing something I want to do. Like, I want to finish with school. I want to graduate. I want to be happy. However, I think you're still kind of stuck in like, well, I need to go to school, so I need to get a job, so I need to pay bills. You gotta, I feel like some way, somehow you lost your sense of your sense of excitement, your sense of adventure. And then along with that, we have the Nine of Wands that's here that's also in reverse. So once again, I feel like we're trying to put on our big girl panties and wear these big shoes when we're just not quite ready yet. And that's okay. You don't have to give up your sense of creativity and your excitement for life because you're stuck trying to be a so-called adult.
Can y'all hear me?
Just barely.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Barely. All right.
Oh no. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, man, my phone's going out of batteries, my headphones are going out of batteries, but I gotta charge the phone to use the phone. Okay, so I got the Ace of Cups. And kind of what Jamie was saying when she was like, you're having like an intellectual breakthrough. The Ace of Cups is like an emotional breakthrough. So let's see, be satisfied with what you're doing. Let yourself be satisfied. Let yourself have it. Who told you that you couldn't be happy with what you have? Why does it have to be at this measure of success? What's your measure of success? You know? Why don't you let yourself be happy where you are? That's all I'm saying. Because cups
Just
is
leaning
emotions.
into it.
Cups is emotions and feelings, man. Like, who told you you weren't enough? And why did you listen? I mean,
Truly.
you're not going to be satisfied with what you have and what you're doing until you're satisfied with yourself. And until you're satisfied with what you want, not what your parents want, not what your professors want, not what your boss wants, not what your significant other wants. You have to do everything for you because you're the only one in that meat suit. You're paying your bills. You're driving the body. It's your life. Do what you want.
But with that mother, father, God card, I feel like you're supported.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, again, you're your own worst critic. You have your mother that's there. You have people that are around you that support you and who are uplifting you. And however, once again, with that Nine of Wands that's in reverse, it's not good enough because you're seeking outside validation.
You got to get in touch with your spirituality to heal your heart, to
Have
heal
that
to heal your soul.
Interpersonal breakthrough.
Yeah, man, you got to reparent yourself, love yourself, really truly love yourself, forgive yourself. Like heavy shadow work time.
Yeah.
Short answer, love yourself. Long answer, we're going to start a GoFundMe for your therapy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I want to do, we only have a few minutes left, but I do want to do this last question. As told by Tara was Elle. She's been here the whole time.
Hi. Hi.
And her question is what's going on with her brothers?
I just want y'all to know too, I've been waiting on my pizza this whole time.
Oh my gosh.
It's still
That's wild.
I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
So. To quote the great saint, Our Lady of Eternal Cardi, are we up?
Yes, we are. Do you want to go first, Allie?
I will. I got the Six of Pentacles reversed.
Interesting.
So we've got short story scam. There is gifts with strings attached. Very very MLM Ponzi scheme feeling. There is, underpaid, undervalued. People not making good financial decisions. People are in debt. People are super gullible. People are also just kissing ass. It's kind of like the Six of Pentacles. If one word, if I could sum it up in my head, it would be like naive. Naive, childlike, innocent in our world, which is going to get your ass kicked. You're going to get taken advantage of. You're going to get beat down, broken up, left on the side of the road because Earth don't give a shit. So there's too much trust, wholesome pureness. Or on the other side, there's too much scamming. There's too much hustling. Does that make sense? Okay.
That goes perfect with my card, which is the reverse Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. When you were saying that, I was like, oh, like literally just everything's scattered.
Just one up.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's scattered. Things aren't paying off like they're supposed to for whatever they're involved in. Maybe they thought it was going to be a better opportunity than it actually is. But yeah, pretty much everything Allie said.
And I can actually piggyback off that too with the Six of Cups reversed, which is very much I'm getting kind of like maybe stuck in the past, not letting go of things that they maybe should be letting go of, kind of holding on too hard to, things like that, holding on to past hurts, things like that. So definitely can can piggyback on with what everybody else has already said, kind of getting that idea that maybe kind of like childlike, but it's a detriment, because obviously upright, it means kind of more childlike, connecting with inner child and childhood and being naive and things like that, but it is reversed. So I kind of get the impression, kind of going with what Allie was saying, that's kind of a detriment as well.
My food's here. Nikki, you rocking. Get it.
Well, because you're my girl. I pull some more cards because I'm nosy. And what comes out of the gate here is I see there was a little boy that made a series of bad decisions. And these decisions have made a lasting impact on your family. But what's happening here is that none of the decisions that were made were his fault. I think this person, especially the younger one, was looking for a role model. We were looking for someone to guide me. I was looking for, some type of emotional stability. And I didn't find it. And it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. However, this was a lesson that this person had to go through. Okay? It was something that needed to happen. And once again, this comes in handy in regards to your family. I think your family's kind of coming from little places that are broken and beaten and battered, and nobody knew how to set the tone here. And so I think the best thing you did was the Ace of Swords. I think that was the most powerful thing you could have done. Sometimes you have to love them from a distance. Because he's so caught up in the fact that I never got the love I needed. I'm hood. I got to get coins however way I want to. However, he doesn't even want the money. He wants the validation. He wants the support. He wants the family. And he's not able to receive that. So I don't think you did a bad decision by pulling away. I don't. Do I worry that he's going to continue down a very dangerous path? Absolutely. Absolutely. But what's a legacy if you're not here? What's a legacy if you're not gonna do something different? What's a legacy if you're gonna die in the same fucking way he did? What's a legacy if you're gonna die in the same path that he did? Baby,
That don't make no sense.
You know you can text me.
That don't make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they ain't dead yet. They just
Not dead. Gotta get their heads out of their butts a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that was our last question. Thank you all so much for asking questions, for being here. Thank you all, Allie, and Nikki, for joining me today. This has been so much fun.
anything for you.
Yes.
Literally
Of course, anything.
I just got to plug all of their businesses again. Tough Love Witch, Allie, Memento Mori Tarot. She's a vendor for Mystical Tea Garden and came out with some stickers and fun stuff, fairy propaganda. For this event, she also sells sprays. I have my armor spray right here, and she just started selling crystals.
My hoe oil.
Yes,
Yeah.
we got. She sent me some Larimer. And then Nikki's business is Lunar Child Tarot. We all sprayed our Florida water at the beginning. This is Nikki's signature recipe. It's amazing. It smells so good. I cannot recommend this stuff enough. Seriously, like I'm already panicking and I'm not even like fully out of it yet.
I used to refuse, like I used to hate Florida water. Like I wouldn't use it because the smell was just, it was like way too much for me until I tried Nikki's and it smells amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Nikki's is awesome. And Allie is going to start selling candles soon, maybe?
Yes, definitely looking for right now we're looking at a fall launch. So the Darling Creeps, take a look, candles with my artwork on it.
Yes, and Allie makes beautiful artwork too. And if you're interested in paganism, witchcraft, tarot reading, astrology, all that fun stuff, you can join our group, the Hellcat Academy, where we spend a lot of time teaching and learning and growing together. I just dropped the link in the chat, and then I'll also drop everybody's Instagrams. So thank you all for hanging out with us.
Huzzah!
And we are out of here.